Can Varnasrama also be properly practiced in modern cities of today? Well, Srila Prabhupada was actually quite pessimistic because the cities as a social structure, they were created actually by the need of the industrialists to draw people to the cities. So they can be easily available manpower for their own enterprise. So the whole base of the way how cities were created, they came about to today's cities. Mainly they came about in their ghastly form by the beginning of the industrialization, and immediately the problem started. Immediately there was coming up criminality, immediately all kinds of sinful activities increased rapidly, which in the villages in itself were not so common and not so easy actually to introduce. Nevertheless, the Varnasrama Dharma concept is based not on the cities but on the quality of a man who can live anywhere. So we know that even in a Varnasrama society there were cities as well, but they were for privileged people. You had to be qualified to live in a city. And even in a city there was a clear division between Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. Nobody was disturbing the other. There was no this kind of Mayavada humanistic, pseudo-humanistic attitude that we are all one and the same. We are all one and the same in a spiritual sense, but not in a material sense, and we will never be one and the same. So the cities were also in Varnasrama Dharma society not so big. There was realistically assumed what kind of number of people you can put together so they can relatively live easily without conflicts. So this is all gone today. Today just people are randomly and without any discrimination clustered on each other, and then naturally so many conflicts come. So in the modern cities, since the word modern is used here, it's very difficult. Nevertheless, the quality of a man is always there. Even it's confused today, starting even by the way how children are conceived. Srila Prabhupada called us members of an unknown caste. It means we are so confused. But by chanting Hare Krishna, but by practicing Krishna consciousness, as a side effect, even our inherent Varna becomes more evident. Because as we realize we are not this body, we also realize what kind of body we are not. Yeah. So it is a scientific process. So naturally it becomes more clarified. In society of today everything is so misty, so cloudy. One cannot see. A person will speak almost like a Brahmana, but actually he acts like a Shudra. Yeah. People get over-educated, academically educated in the terms that they can speak or express themselves in a certain way, but it doesn't correspond to their mentality whatsoever. So we all grew up like this, more or less confused, and it's getting worse. People are getting more and more artificially educated, which is also connected to some other points which are mentioned here. So next question, so far within ISKCON we have introduced only the Brahmana Varna. How ISKCON can introduce other Varnas like Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra if at all they should be introduced? I don't think we have to introduce anything. Why? It's already there. So easily devotees say, well, Prabhu, I'm not this body, I'm transcendental. Really? So if we are so transcendental, why do we have all these problems? Why don't we transcend the problems? If we are so transcendental, why are people leaving? I'm, let's say, a little bit more like 45 years around in Krishna consciousness. I'm really not a great devotee, but I never understood why are people leaving. I wouldn't even know where to go. I joined this movement in 1972. I wouldn't know where to go. My career, it was finished already then. I was 18 years old. It was already finished. And now, being 63 years old, it's totally finished. I have no chance to become a successful materialist, really. Because from a material point of view, I'm dead. Nobody will deal with me in this way. So that's nice. So, yes, I was also informed I'm supposed to be a Brahmana. Speaking very personally now. Yeah, I was supposed to be a Brahmana. I read Prabhupada's books. But the way I saw it, how the books should be practiced, already indicated I'm not a Brahmana. If I would be Brahmana, I would be satisfied to study these books, comment upon them, and teach other people. For me, it's not enough. I want to see how these books get practiced. I want to see these books in action. I don't like these books standing on the shelves and people saying, very nice, and nothing happens. So this is how I end up in management. Most of the time. Not because I like management, really. Of course, it's a part of my nature, but I like these books coming alive. How do you do that? How many devotees I met who say, well, it's a nice book, but how do you do that? How do I apply it in my life? How do we apply it together? So that brings you in a field of management, and management means Srila Prabhupada, in my presence, he said, we will not be able successfully apply or broadcast Krishna consciousness if there will be no synthesis of two varnas at least, and that's Brahmana and Kshatriya. He said we will not become successful. So why is he speaking about Kshatriya? If we are supposed to be only Brahmana, but of course Brahmana must be there. Without the brain it's all, yeah. In essence today, when you look in a society, it's a completely crippled social body. It's a monster actually, because it's no brain, just an empty head, and then there is a very weak arms, big belly, and even more bigger legs, and that's it. So we are walking, progress, and the belly, yeah. The arms, I met quite few frustrated Kshatriyas. People who were clearly working in that fashion, but very frustrated, because they could not apply. So Prabhupada started, of course he pushed the brain, but then there is a legislative, and then there must come the executive. It has to be applied, and for this you need people who love that. Kshatriya likes to execute what Brahmana said. Actually, I met a Godbrother who said something quite amazing. He said, actually Brahmana and Kshatriya are the same. You think, how can they be the same? One is the simple Brahmana and the other one is the king living in opulence maybe, and how is this? No, because they are the same in principle. Just one is saying this is the truth, and the other one is ready to lay down his life for the truth. And he loves that. You have the Arjuna example, he's just how he tried to protect the children of a king. Even he was not very successful, there's a certain leela going on there. But he said, No child, no dead child will be born to you. I'm here. I'm here. Protect. He loves that. And he can even die for that. He just loves this. Such people are not very common. So we need both. Prabhupada said, Vaishya and Shudra will come. So there is somebody who will make money. And work, of course. There's plenty of them. The only problem is in ISKCON, when we speak about ISKCON, that people are so horrified by the word Shudra.
Yes.
I just recently heard a quote from Mahabharata, I don't have, from Manu Samhita, I don't have it verified, but that a Shudra who is worshipped, who is really working like a Shudra, 90 years of his life, he should be worshipped like a Brahmana. It's a very respectable person. But people say, no, Shudra, what is this? You know, no, this is a member of a Vedic society. This is a very respectable position. Then you have a Mleksha and then you have all this outside. But Shudra is very respectable. Vaishya, very respectable. The whole Vedic culture is based on mutual respect. Everybody serves the other Varna in a way he can. So why is everybody so scared of this? It's anyway coming. It doesn't matter what the ISKCON says. It's anyway happening already. I don't want to go now more in details how the ISKCON Vaishyas are taking over. Prabhu, it's all about money. I'm very transcendental. Why? I have so much money. You want some money? Because money means control. But that doesn't mean a greedy person. He will give. But first comes the money. Prabhupada addressed this issue already then, when he was here. He said, money is not the honey. First comes knowledge, then comes money. He said, we need money also. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's also there. But not just the money. So that creates a corrupted atmosphere. In Shudra, come on. How easy devotees can be tempted into some cheap sense gratification. We see it all over the place, so why not just talk about it, or why not just work with it? It's already there. We don't have to introduce anything. It's already there. Should ISKCON devotees support the philosophy promoted by those who claim to be vegans? How veganism complements Vaishnava philosophy and how does it differ? From the Vedic point of view, vegans don't exist. It's just another concoction. But it's not of the worst kind, of course. It's still better as to run a slaughterhouse. So we say, oh yeah, very nice. You like to protect cows, great. Yeah. You, but. And that's where the veganism becomes demonism. It carries the mode of arrogance that Krishna likes, that we offer a milk to him from a cow. He likes that. Prabhupada liked that. But vegan will say, I am better as Krishna. This should not be done. Krishna should not drink milk. And that's where we have some differences, of course. So, Prabhupada said the same thing about vegetarianism. He said, we are not vegetarians. We are vegetarians because Krishna is vegetarian. But Krishna can also eat the whole universe. That's not vegetarian. So, we are not confining Krishna to some veganism or to some vegetarianism. If Krishna would say, whoever offers me with love and devotion a goat, I would kill a goat every day. No problem. No problem. So Prabhupada said, we are not vegans, we are not vegetarians, we are Krishnaites. And everything starts from there. So, but, let's face it, I saw quite few fashions coming through in my lifetime. So for me, vegan is just another fashion. A few years from now, nobody will even talk about it. I saw vegetarians becoming again meat eaters. Vegans will be again meat eaters, because it's just a fashion. But we think, oh, that's not the worst fashion. It's okay. People sometimes today they wear sikas like fashion. They have kuntimala like a fashion. So why not? Okay. But don't make it to an arrogant, dogmatic thing that Krishna must be vegan. Krishna is not vegan. It's very simple. Should women in general be encouraged to take up different professions and become part of the market force? It's a loaded question.
Heavy loaded.
Heavy loaded question. So, again, without getting into some controversies and getting cursed by the feminists, Varnashram Dharma means that everybody should act according his quality. Man, woman, everybody. So let's see what the quality is. Let's see what the quality is. And you will easily find out that a man has a quality woman in general cannot provide. And woman has a quality which a man cannot provide. So why not keep things as they are? Prabhupada said something very shocking. He said, this is created by men, not by women. Devotees were shocked. Prabhupada, nobody ever said such a thing. He said, man created that to get the women out of the protected field that they can enjoy them. And the proof that women are less intelligent is that they believe in it. That's the proof. So why to bother? Why to embarrass oneself like this? Why men have to act like women and women have to act like men? And why not keep things like as they are and use it for Krishna and in terms of Varnashram Dharma concept? It's not a concept, it's a real constitutional thing. So why to give so much hard time to oneself and to others by creating so much artificial? Okay.
Hare Krishna.